They are making a difference on 938 Live.
And they are making a difference. Yesterday, we caught up with Mr. Abhimanyau Pal. He is the Executive Director of SPD and recently wrote an open letter to Minister of Social and Family Development, Mr. Chun, supporting the minister's call for the social service sector to be included in the country's infrastructure planning. He told us what he felt were some of the most promising developments in the sector, and we continue the conversation with him today. Mr. Pal, for sure, we are very happy to see progress now, and I think everybody is excited at this new direction. Do you think, though, we can look back into the past and identify mistakes that we can learn from and not make again?
Okay, well, I won't say that we make any mistakes in the past. I will put it a bit different perspective. Probably in our early stage of national development, our priorities probably were slightly different or maybe vastly different. So, if I give an example, like when we were developing our early days of our housing policy, probably that's the time after independence we have to come up quickly a home for every Singaporean. And during that time, probably during that rush period that every Singaporean must get a house, everybody must have shelter on their head, we may miss out that, accessibility features have to be developed so that every people can access. That means, for example, lift upgrading program that I think over the last 15 years we hear a lot on lift upgrading program, and people say that, previously we didn't put lift to every floor and people with disabilities have struggled. But if I put it in perspective, probably during that time, if the resource is limited, but at the same time we had a wish that every Singaporean must have a shelter on their head. We go into this project and probably we didn't have the resource to make sure that every floor had lift this there. But I think now, after 50 years, almost we are now celebrating 50th anniversary of the country, I believe we come because of the economy, have done well, we have resources. So in the new city planning, I don't think we should make that mistake again. So now every house coming up with a proper accessibility feature, lift accessible, even the covered pathways are accessible. So I won't say it's mistakes, but I think now we can put a little bit more thought into it, and we have resources to make sure our future is much more better than what maybe 30, 40
Certainly.
years ago.
Mr. Paul, in your open letter, though, you did highlight some of the challenges you'd still like to try and overcome. Some of them include corporate funding, challenges to corporate funding, as well as technology, impact-based programs. Would you like to elaborate a bit more?
Yeah, if you're talking about corporate funding, I think I have mentioned to my letter, if you look in our corporate, the way the corporate sector is engaging on profit and giving, they have all the wish, but I think there is a trend that we have noticed that normally corporates every 2-3 years move from one cause to different cause, move to different causes, which actually create a problem for non-profit to say long-term planning. That means when we started a new program, the early phase maybe we may not be maximizing all the resources, but going forward, if we don't know that this corporate help will be with us for long term, we probably hesitating to invest on something on the beginning, because if it's just 1 year funding, how I can then always with the worries in our mind, like, okay, after 1 year when funding move away, what will be the way what is the way we can make this program sustainable? So commonly we are making an appeal to all our public education and corporate engagement. We are constantly highlighting that you have to stay with us for a long time. And in that, maybe I can give an example of Microsoft. Microsoft stayed with us for so many years, because a few years ago we thought technology is the way to overcome many barriers that people with disabilities face today. So we took technology is one of the enablers. We started developing programs which is, broadly we say technological rehabilitation programs, which was very new. And if Microsoft didn't give us that assurance that they will be with us for longer period, we may not be ready to go into such things because it's expensive. Microsoft is a good example. They have stayed with us, and jointly, mutually, or hand in hand, we develop this program and services for people with disabilities.
And that was Mr. Abhimanyau Pal, Executive Director of SPD. This has been They Are Making a Difference. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daphne Lim.
They are making a difference on 938 Live.